All right. So this week we had this past week we had massive, massive news. Unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably heard about the rumors that Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay. He does not plan on returning in 2021/2022. And the whole world was set on fire by this. Ton of rumors coming out saying that people were going to try to trade up in the draft or trade for him in the draft by giving up probably a astronomical amount of picks. What are your thoughts?
Well, I loved people on draft night talking about it and making it sound like Aaron Rodgers planned his revenge, to come out the night of the draft, a year from them drafting Jordan Love. That kind of became a narrative.
Yeah.
That it was a very calculated move, and like he intentionally, went and balled out last year and then said, just dropped a bomb on everyone draft night and kind of sent everyone scrambling. It has huge implications, honestly, like league wide.
Absolutely.
If he got moved.
MVP quarterback.
Probably going to the AFC if he did get moved, because the Packers, they don't want to play against him if they had to.
Heck no.
But it's really interesting, man. It's come to a boiling point, and as I've stated on this show many times, I hate the guy. So I really hope he's out of Green Bay. It would make my life a lot better.
It would.
But like the whole relationship has just been soured since they drafted Jordan Love, and last year, or even before that, really. I mean, they refused to get him help. They kind of
it was a little touchy
times.
Up until that point, but nothing like this really. And even after, obviously people cracked jokes and said like, oh, Aaron Rodgers is probably super pissed off, but he never really heard anything about it from the Packers or Rodgers. But even after, I think the other huge tipping point was the NFC playoffs when they were playing Tampa Bay, down, I think, 10 with a little over 2 or 3 minutes left in the game.
The field goal.
4th and goal, and they decide to kick a field goal there when you have Aaron Rodgers on your team as your quarterback. So, I mean, like, they kicked the field goal, but you still need a touchdown. So it really didn't help him in the end. Rodgers, he had that press conference afterwards where, he kind of alluded to an idea that he wasn't coming back, that he was super pissed off.
Which also blew everyone up at the time. That was a big deal.
At the time, absolutely dies down a little bit. We get the video of him riding in the back of a truck with a case of Bud Light, which was, a call for help, I think, So
it's some Ben Affleck-esque content right there.
Absolutely.
Well, here, like the thing about it is that I think the reason the relationship has gotten so soured is because as soon as Matt LaFleur got here, and they replaced McCarthy, who I think Rodgers was a big advocate for getting rid of Mike McCarthy because he couldn't get them over the hump, and he just was kind of stale with the scheme. And Rodgers said, "Let's get a change of scenery." But when LaFleur got here, it feels like the mentality of the Packers has been the Packers over Aaron Rodgers. Like, we're a team. You're not the team. You're not the franchise. And we're going to do what we think is best for the longevity of the team. And, in most situations, that's how you should run a team. Yeah. But the thing is that you have arguably the best quarterback in football on your team. And he's a big part of why you're so successful. And without him, we've seen what they are without him.
Yeah.
And it's not
absolutely
good. And we haven't seen Jordan Love yet, so maybe he'll be something special too, knowing Green Bay's luck with quarterbacks here. But I think it's finally just come to a boiling point where the relationship seems broken, and I don't really know if he is going to get moved. If you're asking me my opinion, if I think he's going to be the starter for Green Bay next year, I'm going to say yeah. I mean, it's going to take a haul of assets to move him for sure.
That's kind of where I'm at with it too. I really don't. And the Packers have come out and said this already, that they don't plan on moving him, which can go one of two ways.
Like, how do they fix this though?
Yeah, I mean, you don't. So,
like, in my head, I don't think he's gonna get moved, but I don't know what the process is that they have. They offered him an extension, apparently, like a new contract, like a new deal to stay around, and they want to show commitment to him, but apparently he said no, he's not interested.
So I think I don't think he's going to play this upcoming year. I think it's going to come to that, honestly.
You think he's just going to completely take the year off?
Yeah, I really do. I think what a huge possibility is that he goes and hosts Jeopardy for a year and gets out of his contract. I think he has 1 year left. I don't know.
Let's talk about like the timing of this though, right? It comes out on the draft night of the first round of the draft that this is a story, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the teams going into the draft either are planning on drafting a quarterback or they have their plans set as far as that goes. So like really now at this point, because of the timing of all this stuff going down, there's only like a couple of partners that make sense to even do this deal to get him. So like who is benefiting from putting that story out there the night of the draft? The Packers are limiting themselves with trade partners. Rodgers is, he's getting his revenge, if you will, but he's also limiting himself with trade partners because the 49ers, they apparently made a call, but they took Trey Lance. They have Jimmy Garoppolo. They're not going to go get Aaron Rodgers now. They're not going to do that. Mm-hmm. I don't think. I mean,
I don't think so either.
But that's kind of the situation most teams are in. They're kind of all set after the draft now. I mean, the Broncos are the only teams that make any sense.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, if you feel that you have a team built out like the 49ers and you can go get Aaron Rodgers, you're going to do it.
I just don't think at this point there's a lot of teams where it makes sense to go give up 2-3 first-round picks or whatever it's going to cost you to go get them when you kind of already have a solution in place.
I don't even think it would be 2 or 3. I think it would be a lot more.
The first-rounders, you think so?
Yeah. I could see like 5 first-rounders being involved.
He is one of the greatest, but he's also at the
37
back half of his career, like well over the back half of his career. He's closer to the end than the beginning by a mile.
Yeah. So looking at his contract, I think he's an unrestricted free agent in 2024, and he's going to be 41. So my plan of him sitting out this year probably won't happen. But again, who knows? I don't see him coming back. And it says on here, I can't understand contracts for the life of me, but it says he has a potential out in 2022. So maybe he does have a way to sit out this year and then come back and play next year. But again, who knows? I don't think that they trade him because.
Do you see him as this day one starter next year?
For whatever team
for Green Bay.
For this upcoming season?
Yeah.
No, I really don't.
You see him sitting out and doing Jeopardy over him coming back.
Yeah.
He does have enough money to do it. I think he's going to
that's what I'm
a bunch
saying.
of fines if he does that.
Yeah, he'll lose a lot of money doing that because I mean, like, there's no way that Jeopardy is going to match that contract. I think he's slated to make $25.5 million this upcoming season.
So we're going to be at a point this summer where we've got 2 of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL with Rodgers and Deshaun Watson refusing to play for their teams.
Well, I mean, Deshaun Watson probably not refusing to play for his team. I mean, that guy's just caught up in some sticky waters.
Well, before all that, he was on the table for a trade.
Yeah.
No, he said he's not coming back. I mean, he was in the same. He was in the same situation as Rodgers. He was demanding out of Houston, which is why everything got to a boiling point there. And then the legal issues started happening or coming to light, and that's kind of become the main narrative. But don't forget, he does not want to be there.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting.
It is.